Hello and welcome to the Wind Up, a weekly, unfortunately, recap show where I, microphone, and he, Sean Philip Naylor, recaps and reviews each week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. This time around, we're doing season 15 of the American iteration. Don't forget you can follow our Instagram over at the windup_pod to keep up to date with everything that we post on there when Sean gets the time. He does that, I don't. You can follow him at Sean Phillip Official. You can follow me at microphone. Follow us both. We both need the followings. Him, so that way then one day he can be official, and me, so one day I can get on Drag Race. But otherwise, yeah, Sean, hello.
Hello, lovely. Cheers to this episode.
Cheers to this episode.
We're just like, this episode, we're just ticking all the boxes. We've done the intro, we've done the cheers. Right, what's next?
What are you drinking today?
I am drinking a lovely, I've had this before on the show. I really enjoy it. It's a cheap wine because I'm a cheap bitch, but it is a Castel Mendez Rosé. It's ever so slightly sparkling, ever so slightly effervescent. And it's
nice.
It's quite lovely.
Nice.
It has just gone up $2 a bottle, so that's okay.
Oh, so it's now 6?
You cheeky bitch. It's 10 now. It was 8 before. What are you drinking?
I am drinking an Italian Nero Diavolo, Belliamo.
Oh, she's gone red.
Only because I'm broke and hadn't had a chance to go and buy anything, so I was just going with what I had in the house, and this was an unopened bottle of red, so it's red tonight. So, quick thoughts on this week's episode. So this week we had obviously the Rusical. I'm just quickly a little bit disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, I do agree partially with what the judges said about it, this being one of the best, well, not best, one of the best, one of the better Rusicals that we've had in a while.
If I may just say,
Would have been that quickly.
Mm.
But I kind of wish the queens were singing their own, like, had sung their own vocals.
That's not what I was going to say, but yes, I agree with that.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I wouldn't say it's one of the best. I would just say it's not one of the worst.
I do think with the fact that it wasn't live vocals, I don't necessarily still have the same opinion that Marsha would have necessarily slayed this challenge. If it was a live vocal musical, yes. Non-live, I think she would have done okay. I did see her version of Footloose.
Yes.
You shared
Instagram. Oh, did I share that? I must have been drunk.
I was not disappointed, but I wasn't wowed.
No.
Because
it was cool, but it wasn't. It was more like a music video.
Well, her vocals were good. They weren't great. But also the performance, like her dancers did all the dancing. She kind of just stood there. I was expecting with her being like, oh, look, I'm going to do this because the musical's tonight. I was expecting her to like come out of the gate, fucking balls to the wall, doing crazy hardcore stuff. And I was sort of just like, oh, that's all you wanted to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I bet the producers were like, oh, we could have kept her. Could have got rid of Selena a week earlier.
But yeah, so this week's Rusical, there's no mini challenge this week. We do get a little bit of drama as the queens come back. Well, not really. They're all just talking about, congratulating Lux, congratulating Lucy, for joint wins. Yeah, that's all really there is to it there. There's nothing exciting. Rue comes in. I think this is probably one of the best Rue's looks in the workroom. In this nice little
grey, like charcoal and white
black and white blazer, yeah, with the black shirt and pant combo underneath. Like, it looks very classy, very sophisticated. I like it. Announces that it's going to be a Rusical and leaving it up to them to pick the parts. based on the 80s movie Footloose, but like, we're calling it Wigloose.
Can I just
Um,
say, maybe unpopular opinion because I don't know, although but I feel like it'll be a
sorry.
popular opinion for you because you hate Taylor Swift, and I feel like she is the mastermind of this. But can everybody just stop saying what fucking era they're in every 5 minutes?
I was literally about to bring that up. I do love that the queens are
It's
just
so
like, I'm in
annoying.
this era, I'm in this era, and I love that Selena turns around and goes, "Fucking, she's got more eras than Madonna or Cher." Um, it,
Plays into a heavy
it's
Selena edit though at the start.
well, that's the thing. So when I watched this back, I'm sitting there watching it, and Anitra was also getting a very heavy edit this episode, but it was a very heavy Anitra episode. And I'm like, if she
Hmm.
fucking goes, I'm going to throw something through this TV. Because as I said to my housemate when we were watching it, he's like, why would you think Anitra's going? Like, because every episode, the queen that gets the heavy edit with the backstory goes that episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, so why are they giving Anitra this huge amount of airtime and telling her story with this sort of stuff if she's not going? Spoiler alert, she doesn't. She fucking wins. Um,
The end. Thanks for tuning into the wind up.
which was a massive turnaround for me. But again, because I don't think anyone did really poorly this week, so I think they were trying to
No.
figure ways of putting whoever they could in the bottom.
Oh,
Um,
mm.
what
I'll
I
get
do
to it
love
when we
is
get to it.
when we sit down for all the queens to pick their roles, I love that Sasha goes, I can smell a gate coming on, and everyone's like, no, no, no. Everyone's going, oh, I want this role, I want this role, I want this role. Lux and Lucy both go, we both want this roles, and Selena goes, I want these ones as well. Selena, you had no hope in hell of getting them. Um, but yeah, there's a little bit of a drama ensuing between Lux and Lucy over the
Mm.
roles of Heaven Bacon and Christian. So we've got the roles of Heaven Bacon, who is the lead, obviously a mimic of Kevin Bacon in Footloose. We've got Mama Bacon, we've got Preacher Teacher, we've got Carl, Preacher Teacher's husband, we've got Tuck, and we've got Christian. So Lucy picks Preacher Teacher, I think perfect for her villain. Anitra goes with Heaven Bacon because she resonates with the mama role.
Mama, you said heaven bacon.
Mum Bacon, whatever the fuck it's called. Um, and then Sasha Colby picks Carl because she thinks it's hilarious the thought of a trans woman playing an old man. Um, which I will admit, when she came out, I was like, fuck, she did a good job of transforming herself. And then I looked at it and went, that's probably what she would look like if she didn't transition.
Perhaps, perhaps,
Um,
perhaps.
then, so originally, Selena ends up with the role of Christian, and we have Lucy and Lux fighting it out for the role of Heaven. Um, Lucy's like, I feel like this is the role perfect for me. I want this role. I think I resonate with this character more. Lux is like, I resonate with this character. Then they're reading through the descriptions, and Mistress brings up a valid point where she's like, the way these roles are worded and written out, Heaven is perfect for Lux, and Lucy, like, Tuck is perfect for Lucy. They're very much, you guys fit
Mistress,
this.
mistress, no, mistress, don't.
I love that Lucy turned around and goes, how dare you? I'm being, like, because she's like, I just want this role because I resonate with it. And the girls are calling her out, just being like, look, you want the role because it's the lead. Like, let's be real. Apparently, Lucy has come out since then and said that yes, she wanted the role because it's the lead. And
Of
she even
course.
in the confessional, she alluded to it as well. But on the show, that's why the girls are getting so fired up because they're like, just be honest with us. You want the role because it's the lead. Like,
And
there's
who
no
wouldn't want
shame
the
in that.
lead, really? Like, it's
And I
your
don't,
perfect opportunity to try
I
and,
don't,
win the challenge.
I don't think they would have had an issue with it if she had turned around and gone, look, it's the lead role. I want the lead role. I want a chance to shine and show off. And I would have, if I was her, would have turned around and gone, look, I bombed the talent show with my live singing and I want to redeem myself by taking the lead role. I think the others would have turned around and been like, you know what? Sure, absolutely, take it. But because she was lying through her teeth and just being like, I resonate with this, bitch, no, you are 30. You don't resonate with this kid coming like from backwards, going like young gay kid coming to a new city, blah blah blah. That's very much it was 100% a Lux character.
Yeah.
But that being said, Lucy did end up turning out the role. I think she did a good. I think she did a good job. Um,
She didn't do the worst job.
no, Lux did good with. So Lucy ends up with Heaven Bacon, and Lux ends up with Christian, and Lux kind
Oh,
of.
but brief note, not before, during all the drama, Lucy goes, fine, you know what, you have it.
Mm,
I'll do the other one. And
Lucy
then,
says she'll have Tuck, and
yeah,
then give Lux Heaven, and then they're sitting there, and then Lux graciously, I say graciously, turns around and goes, "You know what? You want it. You have it. I'm going to take the role of Christian. Selena, you can have Tuck." It's kind of just pushes Selena out of her role and goes, "No, no, I'm going to take that one. You can have Tuck instead."
it was hilarious because Selena was like, yeah, that's fine.
Selena's just like, "Oh, yeah, sure,
I
okay,
feel
I'll
like
just."
she was at the point where she was like, can this just all be over? Yes.
Yeah. And then Sasha pipes up and goes, "You know what? No matter who's playing what, all three of you are still friends in the entire scene."
So true.
So next up, we get a workroom chat with Rue. Outtake gold. We get a workroom chat with Rue. And what I loved about this was he called Sasha over first, and then they completely ignored the entire chat with Sasha and went to the drama between Lucy and Selena, where Lucy's crying and chatting to Selena about something or other. And I really wasn't paying attention because I didn't give a shit. Um, but I think it was something to do with her crying over the way Lux and Mistress were ganging up on her or something like that. And I'm like, again, bitch, you're a 30-year-old woman, man, woman. Um, like, get over it. So yeah, they completely cut out Sasha's chat with Rue. And we don't know how long that was, but we went to a full chat between Lucy and Lux. And then I love that Mistress, Lucy and Lux, Lucy and Selena. I love that Mistress just pipes up and goes, "Selena, stop making people cry." So then we get more workroom chats with Rue, and then we get a lengthy one with her and Anitra, where this is where I was
Mm.
like, fuck, Anitra's going home. Because there was a heavy edit talking about, her relationship with her mum, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't say blah, blah, blah. It is a deep subject for a lot of queer people where they don't have great relationships with their parents. So, and that's one thing that Sasha had as well. They briefly talked about how
Mm.
Sasha doesn't speak with her mum because her mum was just like, well, you're not coming to heaven with the rest of us because, you lady boy. Um, I do love though that RuPaul's. I think this is another reason why Anitra won this episode was RuPaul loved the fact that Anitra name dropped DragCon and how DragCon was the best moment of her life and helped save her life, etc. So Ru heard that instantly. I could tell that she just made catching. Thank you. Free promo of this and how great it is. Done. And that's what Anitra won this episode.
And side note to
Um,
Anitra, I'm sure that everything she said was true, but also kudos, chick, for playing
oh
to the
yeah.
strengths.
Oh yeah, like stroking Mama Rue's ego. Like because yeah, it needs constant stroking. That's why Michelle's there.
It's like this. Hey, Mama Ru. Give it a good shine.
Then she chats with Anitra. Chats with what's her face, Selena. That one. Um,
Who cares about her after today?
look, I'm tired and I've had 1, 2, 3 espresso martinis and 2 margaritas. Um,
Some
so I
uppers and
needed.
some downers. She's here for it.
Excuse me. I needed the energy. So we get to rehearsal time, and like I said, I was worried that the Queens were going to do their own choreo, and then it's not. It's with Miguel Zarate. It's like karate, but with a Z. Um, so yeah, Miguel Zarate is their choreographer, and he
Sup?
breaks down.
I
Huh?
was no, ignore me. I was just going, sup, Miguel?
Oh, I thought you said stop, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay,
Oh, no.
sorry.
No, it's very rarely do I say stop.
So main stage time, and it is time for the world premiere of Wigloose, the Rusical.
Hold your hollyhocks. I haven't said that in a very long time. Um, Main stage, Mama Rue's ensemble.
I was getting there.
She hasn't announced.
It's my fucking episode. Calm down.
Just are you just whizzing through it because you're a busy, sleepy girl?
I was literally about to say, so main stage, Wigloose time, but first we
All
get
right, go main stage again. Off you pop.
fucking hell. No, fuck that. So Mama Rue's look this week. So she comes out looking like she's bandaged up in fucking ribbon. Like, one, can she even lift her arms? But two, I I like it, but I don't.
I liked it on when she walked out. I was kind of like, okay, it's kind of cute. It's like Barbie Rue, although that's not what
Yeah.
Barbie Rue wears, but sure. But it wasn't until then we saw her behind the desk at the panel where I was like, it looks like shoddy craftsmanship on her tits.
No, I think that's just the lighting.
I know,
It's just
but
the
the
lighting
lighting made
and
it look
probably
like
the
shoddy
mm,
craftsmanship.
like the construction of it is great, but it looks like someone's taken just like spools of ribbon and just wrapped it around her. Um, and like I don't hate it, but I don't like Zoldy's outfits this season have been very hit and miss. Like very hit and miss.
Mostly miss.
Her hair and makeup looks great though. Although I will say the yellow eyes with the yellow shoe kind of threw me, considering it's pink and orange. And I guess, contrasting something different. But I was sort of just like, yeah, okay.
I do love a
Michelle.
pink and orange and a pink and red for color blocking look. Baby doll Michelle.
So Michelle looks good. I don't love the little bow in the hair.
No.
So I'm doing this so I can actually see behind my setup. Um, but the red I like. I like her in red. She looks good.
Mm.
Ross. Now, granted, yes, I'm in zebra print at the moment as well.
Yeah, but did you get
Unint
yours from Suzanne?
Unintentionally in zebra print like Ross. Ross looks like he's in the queerest revival of Pirates of Penzance. Um, he is the very modern of a modern Major General. He, he's Piggy and a bottom and a fucking fisting subliminal. I don't know, something to do with that. You know that song.
Yeah.
Um, I don't hate it, if I'm honest. I don't hate it, but the one thing I'm noticing though is every episode, Ross is getting more orange and orange.
He's going to blend into that backdrop soon enough.
Like he's turning into a fucking gay ass Oompa Loompa. Like literally, look at how fucking orange his tan is. It's
Yeah,
intense.
it's
Um,
intense.
and then next we get the very sexy, and I mean, I hadn't ever seen him properly before
You
this
didn't
episode.
get it. You did not know my obsession, but welcome, welcome. Please
I
join me.
mean, so yeah, like fucking yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, look,
Yeah, welcome to
yes,
the Orville Club.
yeah,
It's a pleasure to
yeah.
finally have you here.
I would, yeah, sit on that fucking face. Um,
I want to
he
move
can,
those tassels first.
nah, fuck it. He can eat through them. Um,
That voice.
yeah. So we have the world premiere of the Rusical. We start off with Lucy and Anitra on stage. Lucy is giving me creepy, like middle-aged man playing teenager school kid vibes, like Pee Wee Herman-esque.
Because that's what it was.
But it's like the color combo as well. It's just and the makeup that she did for this boy Heaven Bacon. I'm just like, you look terrifying. Um, Anisha looks great though.
Especially because she's a little
Um,
boy with covered in tattoos.
yeah, that too. But Anisha looks great. She's giving me
Mm.
very Taylor Dane,
Hmm.
80s-esque. Then we get Mistress's big solo as preacher teacher with I wish I was in that fucking classroom with those boys in overalls and just overalls where they're fucking gyrating around and fuck yeah. So Mistress has her solo. She does great.
Does she
I
though? I
mean,
didn't love her solo. I don't, I just feel like this is where I think it comes back down to what you were saying about would have been better if they were singing the vocals themselves because her
oh,
lip sync,
absolutely.
I just didn't buy her lip sync. Voice didn't go with her character. Her lip sync didn't go with the voice. Like her lip
She
sync was
looks
out. She looks
to me,
great.
to me, she looks like the same character she played in Daytona Wind,
True. Yes, she does. Or maybe
just
she was
without
a preacher teacher too.
her tits out. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted once again by these fucking hot, muscly men in just overalls.
That's okay,
Um,
girl. We all are. I even forgave the ones that were like anti drag, and then all of a sudden, like in the
Oh,
very
you
same
mean
scene, they're like anti drag queens, and then they're dancing with the other ones. And I'm like,
do you
hang
mean the
on.
ones do you mean the ones in the Mormon Boys
Yeah,
costumes?
yeah.
100% went off stage and filmed an episode of Mormon Boys. If you don't know what Mormon Boys is, do not Google it, especially if you are straight, unless you want to see active, hardcore, aggressive gay porn.
To all of
Actually,
us straight, us
it's not
straight
aggressive. It's not
viewers,
aggressive.
please Google Mormon
It's not.
Boys.
It's not aggressive. It's very. It's, it's
Sub,
actually very boring.
subdued for our
It's
standards.
very boring. Like I've watched an episode of two of them, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that was good. We next get. I actually think this is by far my favorite number of the Rusical was the Lux and Selena duet that had Lucy join in towards the end.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
Um, like it was fun, it was upbeat, very 80s, very Whitney-esque. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very I thought they all did really well here, which is why, again, spoiler alert, I was surprised that two of these end up in the bottom. Um, just because I think they were just essentially nitpicking with this episode because everyone did so well.
Yeah,
I
even
thought,
Selena.
poor, poor Selena with her country fucking curry and this fucking chicken thing that she had to do. I'm like, oh,
But she
gross.
nailed it. And I like Michelle's
She
critique
did.
later on, where Michelle was like, it was nice to see Selena go fully into something that was not like as far away from Selena STDs as you could get. And
Our
she
lives
did,
lead a little more and a little more. I That's been stuck in my head the last couple of days. I actually really liked it.
yeah,
Like I
it's
said, this
good.
number was campy. It's campy, it's fun. Although, yeah, yeah. It's funny seeing these three all act together when you know that obviously they just had a little bit of drama backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering Lucy's like what, 10 years older than Lux.
At least.
Then we get Sasha coming out as Carl. Like I said, looking like probably what Sasha would look like if she hadn't transitioned. Um,
I love as well that Sasha was like, I wanted to do it because Carl's energy reminded me of my dad.
yeah.
And it's nice. I think you can do a role like that quite well if you've got
Oh,
someone in mind that you can be like, I'm going to pretend to be like this person.
those dancers in the fucking cut-off shorts and the ripped flannels and the trucker hats. Oh, see, that's what I mean. Fucking redneck, fucking country, hillbilly, fucking backwoods farmer. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Lucy trying to act all like manly and doing these dance moves with the dancers.
In a pink,
Um,
pink, pink
looking, so
overalls.
do you know what? All you need to do is chuck some blonde pigtails on her and you know who she is?
Who is she?
Amanda Thripp,
Who?
the little girl with pigtails from Matilda.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were going a different path. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, no. You throw blonde pigtails on her, and that's what that overall is like. That color and the style of overalls is giving me is, when
Yeah.
Transport's been like, "Are you a pig? Your mummy is a nitwit," and throws her like a fucking hammer throw.
Totally the vibe. But what I am loving as well is you've got all of this going on, and then Anitra just looking like 80s glam on the sideline.
Like I said, Taylor Jane.
Yeah, 100%.
Taylor
Like her
Jane just
makeup's amazing. Her hair is great. Wigs by Wig and Grace.
Wigs and
And
Grace. Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, she was just
T-
nailing it.
Taylor Jane's just chilling there on the side. Um, this is okay. So this little bit here as well is why I wish the Queens were singing live because I would have loved to have seen how they did with this song
Well, we
because
already know how Lucy goes live. Not as well as she thinks.
the guy singing this did a great job doing his like I guess Adam Lambert-esque style vocals for this song. Lucy does an okay job lip syncing it. It's not believable though.
No.
Um, but it's a very powerful, like I actually would love to see this Rusical as a real Rusical. Um, like people singing live and performing this, because this song is epic. Yeah, give us a drag ball. Um, and I love that they cut to just Selena doing this. Oh. And then we get the queens coming out as their personas. So Anitra is there as the essentially MC of the drag ball, and she's like, introduces like you knew him as Heaven Bacon. Now introduce Cindy, whatever the fuck it is, but it's obviously a take of Cindy Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper, I
I
think.
think so, something like that. Although I'm not getting Cindy Lauper, I'm getting more just Lucy.
Yes. Yes, that's
And
exactly who
then
showed up.
Lux as some sort of Madonna impersonator that was Madonna something, but I can't remember the last name of that either. And she looks good. Like this
Yeah,
Madonna drag looks good on her.
it does.
And then Selena as I wanna dance with somebody who loves me in a dress that is way too short.
Way, way too like I
It's
get
giving
that
me
she's
toddlers and it's giving me toddlers and tiaras.
yeah, she's dragging it up, but a little longer, and that still would have had you would have had probably an even better impact because when she twirls around on the
Mm.
stage and dances, it would have better movement to it.
Like it's giving me very toddlers and tiaras, the length of it, especially with the frilly sock and the red pump.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
And then we get a
Then
Nitra's moment to shine.
with a nice solo ballad, and I mean she does great as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Carl comes out in drag and he's like, "You knew me as Carl, but back in the day I was known as Ethel Sperman." Um, I questioned why Sasha chose to come out looking like Frankenfurter.
You did. You made mention to this. I don't think it made it into the final episode, but you made mention to this last week when we were talking about the
And
upcoming episode.
even more so. So the pearls, the
Even
hair, the
even the
gloves, the makeup.
movements.
It's she was giving me Frankenfurter,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, why did she? And then, so I noticed the makeup since she did for this, and then the makeup she did in the main, like on the runway. I was looking and going, why did she do her eyes so thick and dark like that? Like I didn't like it. I'm like, it's too intense. Like she's giving herself raccoon eyes. Like
Yeah.
she's taken the black underneath down way too far. We then get our big finale number. And look, again, they all did really well. No one did really poorly this week, I don't think.
No, everybody did good. Everybody stood out. Everybody did they all had their moment to shine. The runway might have been slightly different, but
I didn't like the dances in these weird, like
the yellow and
cut
orangey
off
like crop top
cut
things.
off crop top, like old school 80s prom shirts. This was the only time I was just like, oh, your dancers are no. Whoever's decision that was to put them in that was gross. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great. Yeah, they've all got amazing bodies and their abs are phenomenal. And I wish I still had abs like that. And I probably could again if I worked hard, but I'm fucking lazy and I love food.
Cheers to
Um,
that. Girls gotta eat.
oh, that's what I've got to do. I have to eat. Fuck. So
The
the
world is a runway.
runway category is everybody say glove. But first up on the runway with everybody say glove is Douche Delouche
Douche
with
to douche, giving us
her
50s swim style.
her interpretation of the creature from the Black Lagoon. If she didn't tell me that, I wouldn't have got it.
See,
Um,
I think, what was it? I think it might have been Michelle that made a reference to The Shape of Water, the movie.
yeah,
And I get a little bit of that from this, but she could have gone more. I feel like Lucy always tries to go, here's my cinched waist, here's my butt, here's my body, yaddy, yaddy. And it's kind of like if she wasn't so enthralled in giving us this feminine, tits,
hmm.
waist, ass, legs vibe, she could actually do some better and more interesting looks. This had
So
potential, and I just don't think she hit the mark for me.
I appreciate that she had webbed gloves,
Yeah.
but she's giving me more Shelley Winters and the Poseidon Adventure, but like not the
Yeah.
real Shelley Winters and the Poseidon Adventure, like the Priscilla version of Shelley Winters and the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
You know, where they're like the ooh, ooh, like that's what it's giving me. Next up is Anitra serving Raver Love Realness with lasers on the end of her hands. Look, does she look great? Yes.
Hmm.
Love the outfit. Does it really fit the theme? No. If
Well,
she
she's
took the
got
lasers off
gloves on.
if she took the lasers off, would it be outstanding? No. Oh,
No.
when Orville said shoot me with that laser beam, I was like, I'll fucking shoot you with something. Um,
You got up and left when I said, "Come in, me, daddy," last week, and now you
I
understand.
didn't look, I had never properly seen him or heard him talk or anything like that. He's fucking charming as well.
Oh, he's so charming.
Um,
But listen to his music because his voice just like
no, I'd rather not.
gets you up.
Um, no, I'd rather not. It's country music. I'm good. Back to Anitra. So like I like this look. I don't think it really fits the theme though. Um,
I like a weird little head thing, a little Borg thing from Star Trek that she's got on her head.
yeah, like yeah, she looks good. She's got great body, great figure. Um, it's not bad. I just yeah, for me it doesn't really fit the theme, so I'm gonna say next.
What if she had little laser beams coming out of her fingers rather than the palm of her gloves?
Yeah, like sort of like those raver gloves when they've got
Mm.
like the finger things. Yeah, 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 yeah. Next up is Mistress Isabel Brooks, looking like a giant fucking croissant. Um, tell me that is not what you're getting from those giant sleeves.
That's all I can see now.
She just looks like a giant fucking croissant. And
Before,
that's
like when she first walked out down the runway, I was like, why is she just draped some jewels over her wrist? And she's like, meh. But yeah, now she's a croissant. And
a
you know
croissant.
she's filled with like
A croissant. No, no, no. It's not filled with anything. It's just a giant fucking croissant. Like
I think
one
she
of
could
those
be filled with some cream cheese.
$8.50 ones you get from like fucking Tart around the corner. Um, that's got nothing in it. It's just a plain croissant. You're like, why the fuck is it 8.50? We make it in house using what? Fucking the sperm of Gandhi. Um,
Is Gandhi
I don't
allowed
know.
to
That was the first.
ejaculate?
That was the first thing that popped in my head. I don't know. Mistress as a croissant with draping jewels off one hand. Um, I mean, she looks glamorous. She looks gorgeous. But again, I'm not seeing glove. Well, I'm not seeing glove because it's a giant shawl. Like it's not
Well,
part
do you
of
know what? She's going through her croissant era.
because it's a giant shawl because it goes across the back and her arms are through it, but it's not attached to the gloves. So again, I'm not really seeing how this fits glove, like just because she's got a gloved hand. But I mean, she looks gorgeous. Like, yeah.
Up
Then we
next
have
is Kelly Rowland.
Lux Noir London wearing the wig off of Mistress's Kelly Rowland puppet.
So
But
I swear this has to be the wig that was on that
it has to
puppet
be.
because I
So,
feel as well like I've seen Lux's Instagram of this look and it's a different wig.
oh,
Oh, did your
trying to
neck
crack.
crack?
Yeah, I've been trying to crack that all night.
Hey.
So Lux comes out as a emo slash e-girl. Like she looks great. Like this red and black hair. I can understand why she stole this wig because it
Mm-hmm.
suits the look perfectly.
It
This red and black
does.
bob with his red and black pants and shoes. She does an interesting take on gloves with the fact that she's got both arms in casts that have been signed by all of her friends back home. Um,
Huge.
I think it's an interesting take. Um,
Uh-huh. She has about the same
I
amount of arm movement as Rue in Rue's dress.
literally,
And may the
literally.
best drag
Um,
queen win.
it's an interesting take. I like it. I like it. Um, next up, next up is Selena S. Titties in
This.
so there's a giant face on her bodysuit. She's got giant sausage fingers, which I think is a non-intentional reference to Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I don't think this movie had been released by the time that this was filmed.
Probably not.
Um,